Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about spinal cord tumor. Okay. It is also comes under to musculoskeletal disorder. So let's go. We will start our today's class. Spinal tumors. A spinal tumor is a growth that develops within your spinal canal or within the bones of your spine. So basically, what is tumor, student? It means abnormal growth of any substance like cell, tissue, mass, and bone, etc. So here that thing is also happen in a condition of spinal tumor, abnormal growth in between the spinal canal and within the bone of your spine. So it is called spinal tumor. Okay. Now we will see definition about spinal tumor. A spinal tumor is an abnormal mass of tissue within or surrounding the spinal cord or spinal column. So, what is the condition of spinal tumor? It means abnormal growth of mass of tissue. Which area tissue? Spinal area tissues. Abnormal is growth. That condition we are called that particular thing is a spinal tumor. Okay, so it is called spinal tumor. Now next thing is classification of spinal tumor. So basically there is having total three kind of classification about spinal cord tumor. First thing is intramedullary lesion, second extramedullary intradural lesion, and third one is extradural lesion. So what is medullary lesion or tumor is within the spinal cord, means tumor is occurred in the area of within a spinal cord. That kind of tumor is comes under to intramedullary tumor. Okay. Now second kind of tumor is extramedullary intradural tumor, means within or under the spinal dura, means tumor is occur in the side of within of spinal cord as well as under the spinal dura. So this kind of tumor is comes under to extramedullary intradural tumor. Okay students. Now the third kind of tumor is extradural tumor, means tumor is occur in the site of outside the dural membrane. So that kind of tumor is comes under to extradural tumor. If you are able to see in the image, so first image is related to intramedullary tumor, and then second image is related to extramedullary intradural tumor, and the last tumor is extradural kind of tumor. Okay, I hope you all are understand about the classification related to spinal tumor. Now we will see next thing about spinal tumor. Some clinical manifestation is here related to spinal tumor. So depends on the location and type of tumor and extent of spinal cord compression. So basically clinical manifestation related to spinal cord tumor is that depends on the location and type of tumor. So first clinical manifestation is back pain, that is localized or radiates, may be absent in the more than 50% of clients, is the most frequent symptom for both benign and malignant spinal tumors. So we all are know spine is situated in the backside of the body, so that's why if backside of the body bone is have a problems and happen a spinal tumor that area, so definitely that person's sensation of back pain is feeling. Okay. Now the second thing is weakness of extremities with abdominal reflexes. Why weakness of extremities? Just because of alteration and altered of central nerves, and where is situated of central nerve? In spinal cord. Okay, so that's why person do not proper feel extremities, and maybe the chances weakness of extremities, and as well as person is not proper showing of reflexes just because of not proper circulation of the signals by the central nerves. Okay. Now the third thing is progressive loss of motor function and paralysis. It is also very important kind of symptoms related to spinal tumor. And why it is happen, students? Just because of not proper circulation of the nerves in the lower part of the body, because of the alteration of central nerve, because our central nerve is very important and major role function for the circulating of signal by receiving the nervous system. Okay, so that's why here that thing is altered, so person definitely not receive the signals So that condition, person motor function is altered and progressive loss of motor function, and as well as person maybe the chances to paralysis also. Okay, so this kind of symptom is showing in duration of the spinal cord tumor. Now next symptom is sharp pain occur in the area inverted by the spinal roots that arise from the cord in the region of the tumor. A person maybe the chances tumor is have a very worst condition, that person feel is a sharp like pain. Then increasing sensory defect develop below the level of the lesion, and sometimes person also have a chance to sensory system function also altered. Okay, and bladder, bowel and sexual dysfunction also happen just because of not receiving a proper signal by the central nerves. So that is the reason for the behind this. Okay, so this kind of symptoms showing in a condition of spinal cord tumor. Now next thing is diagnostic workup, means here have some different diagnostic evaluation for the detecting the condition of spinal tumor. So we think about the general diagnostic evaluation, so we all are know it is very necessary, like history taking, physical examination, complete neurological examination. History taking, by the history taking we detect the causes for the condition, and physical examination it is help for the monitor of symptoms. Okay, that's why we perform physical examination. And why neurological evaluation and examination? Because we all are know students, sensory system function and motor system function, reflexes function, all things comes under to neurological problem. So that's why just because of that particular thing we are perform neurological examination also in a condition of spinal cord tumor. Okay, now next diagnostic evaluation for spinal tumor is imaging test. And imaging test is a very important investigation tool, and it is help for detect the spinal tumor basically. So plain radiography means x-ray, spine x-ray we perform, MRI whole spine with contrast, and MRI to brain, CT myelography also, and intraoperative ultrasound also. So MRI it is help for detect the site of the tumor. MRI brain is why MRI brain we perform in duration of spinal tumor, just because of we all are know if altered central nerve and if altered spinal cord, that condition definitely have a risk for the brain also altered, because brain and spine is connected part for the nervous system. That's why here we will perform we are perform also MRI in a brain. Okay, CT myelography it is also help for detect the location of the affected part, and intraoperative ultrasound it is also help for detect the how much the tumor is increasing day by day. So we just detect by the intraoperative ultrasound. Okay, so this kind of imaging test is a help for detect the condition of spinal tumor. Now the laboratory test also for the condition of spinal tumor. So here I have two kind of laboratory tests, CSF chemistry and CSF cytology. CSF means cerebrospinal fluid chemistry and cerebrospinal fluid cytology. Why it is necessary? Because CSF is circulated in our the subarachnoid space, and where is situated of subarachnoid space? In a brain and spinal cord. So if person is suffer by the spinal cord tumor, so that condition our CSF is also altered, have a risk also CSF fluid. So that's the reason we also perform CSF chemistry and CSF cytology. Okay, now we will see next thing about a spinal tumor. Okay, next thing is medical management about the spinal cord tumor. So treatment of a specific intraspinal tumor depends on the type and location of tumor and the presenting symptoms and physical status of the patient. So let's go, we will see. First, surgical intervention is the primary treatment for most spinal cord tumor. So it is most important and primary treatment for the spinal tumor. Like example, we perform the by the surgical management, we just surgical opening of the site of the spine, and we just remove the affected part of the tissue or mass in the surrounding area of the spine. It is called lumpectomy. Okay, Now next is other treatment modalities also included, like partial removal of the tumor and decompression of the spinal tumor. So partial removal of the tumor means we just open the spinal cord, surgical opening of the spinal cord, and we just remove the partial part of the spine. How much partial part? Affected partial part. Okay, means affected partial tissue part is we remove by the surgical opening. Then decompression of a spinal cord, it is also very helpful treatment. We provide the decompression process by the surgical opening of the spinal cord, and then after we are capable to treat of the spinal cord tumor. Okay, so both kind of surgeries comes under to surgical management. And then after the next treatment is chemotherapy and radiation therapy. So particularly for intramedullary tumor and metastasis, lesion or metastasis tumor. If person is suffered by both kind of tumors, so that condition we provide chemotherapy and radiation therapy. And chemotherapy and radiation therapy is how it help to treatment of spinal tumor. So after the providing of chemotherapy and radiation therapy, it is the stimulate of and it is a help for killing of cancerous cell. Then after we are capable and we are just treat the patient related to any kind of tumor. So that's why here also we are providing and we are prescribe chemotherapy medicine as well as radiation therapy. Okay, so it is related to treatment for spinal cord tumor. Then the surgical management also here. Surgical management client with a spinal cord tumor. So two surgical approaches may be used to manage the spinal cord tumor. First, anterior decompression. What is anterior decompression means is typically indicate because most spinal tumor are anterior. So most of spinal tumor are basically occur in the interior part of the spine. So that condition we prescribe anterior decompression kind of surgery. And then second, the post lateral approach may be used for excision of thoracic tumor. So if person is suffered by the any kind of the thoracic region tumor, that condition we just remove the we just excision of thoracic area and remove out that particular affected part by the tumor. Okay, so it is also surgical management approaches for the spinal tumor. Now the next thing related to spinal tumor is complications. So here have some complication also. First complication about the spinal tumor is a spinal cord infraction secondary to compression. Okay, means if person is have a problem related to spinal cord, that condition that person have a chance to spinal cord infraction secondary by the surgical procedure. Okay, if we are not proper maintaining a sterile technique, that condition that person have a risk for infraction secondary in the area of spinal cord. So it is one kind of complication. Now the next thing is nerve or spinal compression from tumor expansion. Sometimes if a person is suffered by the spinal cord tumor and that tumor have a very serious condition, so compression is definitely very high. So that condition nerve of spinal cord is damaged or nervous spinal cord of have a risk condition. Now next, tetraplegia or paraplegia due to the spinal cord compression. It is also one kind of complication for the condition of spinal cord tumor, just because of damaging of spinal nerve. That's why the paraplegia, and it is also called tetraplegia. Okay, so that kind of problem have occurred and have a chance to condition of the spinal tumor. Now we will see related to nursing management, providing preoperative care. So it is very necessary if we are perform and if we are prescribed for surgical management, that condition preoperative care is very necessary. So here have some objective related to preoperative care about the spinal cord tumor. The objectives of preoperative care include recognition of the neurological changes through ongoing assessment, pain control and management of altered activity of daily living due to the sensory motor defect and bowel and bladder dysfunction. Okay, so this kind of thing is very necessary monitoring function in a duration of preoperative care. Now the second thing is the nurse assesses for weakness, muscles wasting, spasticity, sensory changes, bowel and bladder dysfunction, potential respiratory problem, especially if a cervical tumor is present. Okay, so this kind of thing is also very important assessment for the condition of before the perform intraoperative care. Okay, now the patient is also evaluated for the coagulation deficiencies. A history of aspirin intake is obtained and the reported because the use of aspirin may impede hemostasis post-operatively. So if a person is previously have a history related to aspirin, so that condition we just ask before the putting patient in intraoperative ki if you have any kind of history related to aspirin, that type of thing. Breathing exercise are taught and are demonstrated pre-operatively. Post-operative pain management strategy are discussed with the patient before the surgery. Okay, because it is very important kind of pre-operative care for the post-operative management and for the post-operative pain management basically. Okay, so it is also very necessary. Now the managing pain, the prescribed pain medication should be administered in the inadequate amount and at appropriate intervals to relieve pain and prevent its recurrence. Pain is the hallmark of spinal metastasis. Assessing pain using a scale of 0 to 10 as indicated. So it is also very important kind of nursing management for the patient of spinal tumor, and basically pre-operative care for the easily and manageable perform of intraoperative care. So before before patient putting in the surgery, firstly we maintain and we managing of pain. Now monitoring and managing potential complication. After the surgery we manage some complication. If tumor was in the cervical area, the possibility of post-operative respiratory compressive arises. So we monitor and we just maintaining. The nurse monitor the patient for asymmetric chest movement, abdominal breathing and abnormal breath sound after the surgery sometime. It is also have a chance. So we monitor, and if we saw this kind of problem, so we just consult with the physician, demonstrate to patient to perform breathing exercise properly after the surgery. Okay, so it is also comes under to management related to spinal cord tumor. Now the here have some nursing diagnosis. First nursing diagnosis is anxiety related to diagnosis of spinal tumor surgery and outcome. So anxiety related to diagnosis of a spinal tumor, student, we all are know if anyone is suffering by any kind of problem, that condition, that patient definitely anxiety have. Okay, so here also anxiety related to diagnosis of spinal tumor, or sometime we related to surgery also. Okay, pain related to nerve compression, risk for peripheral neuromuscular dysfunction related to nerve compression also happen, risk for injury related to surgery, impaired urine elimination related to spinal cord compression. So this kind of nursing diagnosis is happen and have in any duration of the spinal cord tumor.